Greetings, dear suckers. My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome to Ominous Bequest. Gold, apparently. Which I assume means it's a remaster of the original Ominous Bequest. Which I have never played, so I have no point of reference. Anyway. No briefing today, so I've gotta build my own, I guess. He was a man gifted in his arts, but flawed in character. To achieve his goals, he cast aside the oath he had sworn. 3 went out to oppose the threat. Where they had failed, the ignorant one would succeed. Keeper Annals. I was contacted by a man named Grimworth, a dealer in antiques, who offered me an interesting proposal. Lord Robert Farrington, eccentric collector and well-known sympathizer of the Hemorites, had passed away some days ago. His 2 sons are currently arguing over the inheritance, because the late Lord's testament has not been found yet. The place used to be heavily guarded, which is one of the reasons why I haven't paid it a visit before, but Farrington's sons have refused to continue paying the considerably large crew of guards. A great number of them quit already, and others have gone on strike. Grimworth knows that Lord Farrington possessed numerous invaluable artifacts, but his offers to buy any of these relics had been turned down by Robert. Now that Farrington is dead, Grimworth wants me to find the Lord's last will and steal all the items mentioned in it. No doubt, the testament will list the most valuable relics of Robert's heritage. As an addition, Grimworth would like to know if the rumors about ancient quarters of a long-forgotten mage's order below the manor are true. If I can find documents that confirm this, and, perchance, even retrieve information about a supposed way to get in, Grimworth would be willing to pay a considerable bonus. The antique dealer wants me to return with this info, so we can verify it. After that, if the information seems to be authentic, he'd hire me for a second, even more lucrative job, which would involve finding and entering the Mage's Order. Later that night. Today is certainly not my lucky day. I was about to climb over the southern wall to the Lord's estate when several loose bricks under my feet gave way. I managed not to break anything when I landed on the other side, but half of my equipment fell down outside, completely out of my reach. Now I'm inside Farrington's estate, but without my blackjack, and just a couple of broadheads in my quiver. I guess I have to find some means of replacement inside the manor. I can't risk postponing the job. I have to get that testament, and the items listed on it, before the heirs do. Well, that sounds like an exciting time to get back into the swing of things. On Expert, as always, what other difficulty is there? Half of your equipment fell down the wrong side of the wall. At least try to find a replacement for your blackjack. Lord Farrington's testament must be hidden somewhere in his manor. Retrieve it before anybody else gets close to it. Find some information that confirms the rumors about quarters of an ancient mage's order below the manor. While you're here, grab at least 5,000 worth of loot. Oh my. Only amateurs leave a trail of blood behind them. Don't kill anyone. And you can't leave the compound through the front gate. After you've completed all of their objectives, find another way out. Sounds like a plan. Any day now. must be a hefty map. Let's take it. Been frozen for... This must be a hefty map. It's been frozen for 8... Ah.
Damn, I didn't mean for that to happen.
Quite. Okay, what do we got? Sword. Broadhead arrows, 10 of them. And... lockpicks, compass, and that's it. Yeah, this feels like slightly more than half of my equipment was lost, but sure. Oh, hi. Ah. Why is that? I don't know. I've never understood the rules for lighting in this game, honestly. It's kind of funny when you think about it, because and also a little sad, because I've said before that I consider Thief to be pretty much indisputably the greatest stealth game ever made. Certainly the greatest first-person 3D stealth game ever made. Which is crazy when you think about it, because of all the million issues that I have with it. So many basic functions of this game are weird and don't always work correctly, and certainly not intuitively oftentimes. So there's lots of room for improvement. A million billion opportunities for improvement. And yet it's still the best. Well, Thief 1 and 2, I basically lumped them together as basically one game. Not entirely fairly, but you know. What's this? I don't know what that did. Cool. The sprinklers are on. Oh, I see. Ha! Okay, that's cute. That's really cool. I'm actually having to create a diversion. That's really fucking cool. I don't know that I've ever seen another mission do that. Maybe. I could be forgetting something, but yeah. That's pretty neat. Anyway, point is, there's a million billion ways that you could improve on Thief. So why is it still the best? Good fucking question.
Inside at last.
It's still the best, primarily because no one fucking... That was a rather long throbbing. It's still the best because primarily because no one's even fucking trying to improve on it. Everyone just makes like a million billion changes that, rather than improving on its formula, actively sabotage it. Or at best, mutate it. Into something that isn't necessarily worse, but it's just a very different sort of game. Fucking no one is actually... Why are you... Okay, whatever. I don't care. Fucking no one is actually in the business of making a better Thief, you know? I mean, some of them claim to take inspiration from Thief, like Dishonored and such, But it almost invariably turns out that they weren't actually taking inspiration from Thief. They were taking inspiration from Deadly Shadows. You know, the worst Thief game out of the 3 Thief games that were ever made. So, yeah, it's indisputably the best because no one has ever even tried to top it, it feels like. And don't even fucking get me started on the Dark mod. That is the single best example I have seen of exactly the shit I'm talking about. Being inspired by the completely wrong Thief game. Fuck that mod. Best thing I can say about that mod is that the lockpicking is kinda neat. Anyway. Well. Wait, what? Oh! Find a replacement for your blackjack. Sure, okay, this works, apparently. A skillet. Okay. That's fun.
Who's there? Hey! What's going... Hello? I'm harmless. Leave me alone.
Excuse you. Anyway. Well, that's a fun little divergence. A skillet for a blackjack, complete with skillet sound effects. Alright. That's pretty charming. It's, I'm like 5 minutes into this mission and I've already been charmed twice. Good sign. Nice hat. My goodness, these guys really must be well paid. Probably just a thin layer of, like, gold leaf or something, but still. A lot more swag than the average guard has. So it's just that... Actually, I think there are other guards outside. Hang on.
Hello?
Nah, these guys look normal. That guy must have just been captain of the guard or something? I don't know. Alright. Oh wow, 50. Ah, crap. I hate those things. They always look like there's something valuable and then they make a sound when you drop them and then you accidentally get caught or something. Let's see. Yup. You ain't slick. Don't think you're slick, cause you ain't. There's always something hidden under the elevators. Always, except when there isn't. Oop. Anyway, now that guy's handled. Free to explore this place. I'm still not sure what's up with this anyway. Why am I able to interact with it from 2/3 of the room away? Is that 3/4? Yeah, whatever. Very odd. I don't know if that means that it's more or likely to be important, because on the one hand, my attention is certainly being drawn to it. Is that blood? No, it's wine, probably. But on the other hand, an oversight like that... Wow, that was worth 25, but the plate was worth 50? Seems backwards. On the other hand, the fact that an oversight like that might indicate that they didn't put much thought into it, which would indicate that it's probably not important. When 8 switches are blocking your way, look to the stars for guidance. Only then will you find the rest of me. Okay. Good to know. Asshole. I really wish there was a way to drop these, like, place these things down carefully. Oh well. Sadly, Garrett is incapable of not just dropping them on the ground hard. Ooh, my. These are new. I don't think I've ever seen these models before. 50... 250? 50? 50. Okay. A casual 400. Sure. I don't know why that one that looked like the same as the others was worth 5 times as much, but that's thief maps for you. Even that's gotta be cold storage. Even official maps get into that buggery. Automatic light. Fancy. Okay. Well, that looks... Well, that doesn't look suspicious in the slightest. Hang on. Haha! Ball of ice! Okay! I've got a ball of ice that I can throw. Is that a gemstone inside it? Why is there a gemstone inside a ball of ice? What? Maybe that's one of the things I've got to... I don't know. Very odd. Wait a minute, I know. Well, no, I don't, but I know what to do with this. Yeah. No. Oh.
Come out in the open at once.
Ice Heart. Cool. I probably need to get rid of those guys first, because that was very loud. Or maybe if I don't chuck it from across the map and instead place it carefully. Nope. Not sure why it makes an explosion sound effect like that, but
I heard something.
okay.
Hello? Anyone there?
Okay. I'll just place that there. Oh, come on! Jeez, these guys are fucking eagle-eared out here. Eagle-eared? You know what I mean. Okay. Ice Heart, huh? I guess that makes sense considering it was at the heart of a ball of ice. This is a weird mission. This is gonna be a weird mission, I can already tell. I mean, it already... 10 Oh no. That's the concerning sight. 10 fire arrows. Probably means we're either going to have to deal with... the incredible duplicating arrows. Probably means we're either going to have to deal with a lot of undead or puzzles involving burning stuff. It's incredible how they managed to fit multiple arrows in a single arrow. Impressive technology. Alright, 12 water arrows. Only 1 flare per flare though. A gas mine, that ought to be interesting. 2 flash bombs, and that's it. That's plenty. Now we're looking like someone at the start of a mission. Bunch of broadheads, a whole bunch of fire arrows. What was I like? 7 rope arrows, that's way more than I should ever need. 12 water arrows, a blackjack replacement, and a sword. Oh yeah, a couple flash bombs and some flares. Good shit. Good shit. Berwick Stables. Keep this door locked. Don't mind if I do. Berwick Stables? Does that imply that they're riding them into battle? not. I mean, first of all, these barely look large enough to hold Burricks. At a stretch. And they certainly don't seem to be holding any at the moment. Oh, there's definitely gotta be something hidden in one of these that I'm gonna miss. I can already feel it. The fact that I've not seen anything only makes me... Huh. Oop. Well, that's concerning. It's definitely an elevator that goes way down. Holy shit, that took ages to stop. I was going at a pretty decent clip. But there's this damn bars in the way. And the switch does nothing to remove them, so... Either there's a secret switch here that I'm too stupid to find. Always a possibility. Or I'm gonna need to get here from the other side, or some such. I'm hoping the latter, because that sounds more interesting, and less like I'm gonna need to spend 10 hours going over every pixel. Don't mind me. Oh! Chocolate donut! Evening. Yet another fire arrow. Concerning. I like the custom models here. Wait, is the chocolate donut a regular model? I actually have no idea. There's a lot of weird stuff in the files. Maybe there is an actual chocolate donut model that they just reused from some Easter egg or some such. I don't know. But if it is a custom model, it looked pretty good. Hey, Tubbs! Another wine bottle was stolen from the cellar last night. Wesley was found unconscious down there. He said that somebody had hit him on the head with a pan or something. But he hadn't been able to see the person. I wonder why Captain Buxley keeps defending that drunkard Benny. Benny. That poor bastard. One of Thief's great recurring characters. The whole staff knows that he's got a drinking problem, and that he lost his former job because of it. True, we haven't caught Benny being drunk on duty yet, but I bet he's keeping those bottles in his locker. That's why he snarls at everybody who just looks at it. Maybe you could check what's in the locker when Benny's not there. Suspicions of Benny stealing bottles in the wine cellar, huh? Mayhap I should go and take a look at his locker then. Assuming it's not just full of, I don't know, donuts. That's as good a reason as any to be protective of it. Interesting that Captain Buxley mentioned as defending him. I wonder why myself. Maybe they're gay for each other, who knows. Actually, hang on. Now, technically speaking, it never actually mentions Buxley being a guy. So they might not be gay for each other. Buxley might actually be a woman.
I should have joined the army. Yeah, you get medals and rewards.
I mislike that. I mislike the looks of that place. Bloody marble. Oh, up we go then. When in doubt, get high. What's this? I don't like the sounds of that whirring. Sounds like some, especially with those cables coming from them, some sort of alarm system would be my guess. Oh, I see. Where does that lead, I wonder? Down. Down, perhaps? Ooh. Ah, you bitch. You son of a bitch. I just know that if I had missed that, I'd wind up finding every bit of loot on the map except for a single $5. And it would drive me mad. Probably. Just like with elevators, there's always something under the stairs. Can't spot anywhere that the cables could be going. Guess we'll just have to see. Ah. Burrick fight bet results 0318. ID of Ariel bet Belchior stake 80 odds 1.25. Result 1 winnings 100. Sir Cullen bet Grigner stake 150 odds 1.4. Result 1 winnings 210. Lord Bafford bet Poison Ivy stake 200 odds 2.5. Result lost. Winnings, 0. That's a net winnings for the house of 120. Lady Winhill, bet, Supremacy 2, stake, 50, odds, 3.6. Result, lost. Winnings, 0. Okay, net 170. Lord Veloden, bet, Deathstalker, stake, 100, odds, 1.8. Result, 1. Winnings, 180. Okay, that's a net 90. Lord Dunswick, bet, Clawfist, stake, 120, odds, 2.3, result, lost, winnings, 0. Okay, so that's a net 210 winnings for the house. Good to know, I guess. There's some sort of pattern here. Probably not. Aside from the fact that the ones with the higher odds against them are the ones losing, which is just how probability should work. No. Okay. Okay. Well, what's the point of that? Why was there a necessity to have that open up a secret panel to open up another secret panel? What kind of... Okay, whatever. Wall safe key? So you're telling me that this opened up a secret panel, this slid across this to open up a secret panel.
Hello?
To open up a secret nook to open up
Just my
a
imagination, I
secret
suppose.
door. A secret nook with a lever to open up a secret door, and inside that is a key to open up a safe. Why? And now you're just getting silly. What's gonna be in the safe? Another lever? A fucking runestone to bypass a ward to get into a secret passageway? Which leads to another fucking lever? Is this gonna keep... Is this just gonna keep spiraling? Is this just gonna keep spiraling across the entire fucking mission? Is the end point going to lead to a secret URL to download another fan mission? Fucking hell. Some people are just... Anyway. Will of Lord Robert Farrington. Here we go. I, Robert Farrington, being weak of body, but of sound mind and perfect remembrance, praise be given to the builder for the same, make this my last will and testament, in manner and form following. Imprimis, I give and bequeath unto both my sons the manor and the entire premises it is built upon. All the household goods not mentioned in this testament, including my grand animals, wherever they are, shall be equally divided. I bet I'm gonna have to deal with those at some point. Probably set loose wherever that elevator goes. Secondly, a weird way to format it, I give and bequeath unto my elder son, Nathaniel Farrington, the ruby called Blood Tear. Its sister gemstones, Sunspark and Iceheart, shall be given to my younger son, Jeffrey Farrington. Bit of a typo there. Although the nice thing about writing in an epistolary format is that you can reply to anyone pointing out spelling mistakes with simply sick. Thirdly, I give and bequeath unto the Captain of Guard, Joseph Bugsley, the Horn of Dloran, as it is exhibited in the northern display room. Oh. Neat. Fourthly, I give and bequeath unto my handmaiden, Sarah Brown, the painting called The Hunting Dragon. Neat. That's nice, given of putting some of his faithful servants in the will, too. Fifthly, I give and bequeath unto the Order of the Hammer the underground church known as Farrington Church and the holy relic called the Talisman of Life. Oh my. Very generous indeed. He must really have been devout. Hereunto I do set my hand and seal this 18th day of March, in the 6th year of His Highness's reign, the Baron of the city. Signed, Robert Farrington. Okay. That's that done. 3 gemstones, Blood Tear, Iceheart, and Sunspark. 1/3 of that done already. Horn of Dloran, I know where that is, I'm fairly certain. But I think it's probably under an alarm. Or possibly a trap. We'll see. Find the painting called The Hunting Dragon. Pretty cool name. Take the Talisman of Life, and... yeah, Mage's Order below the manor. I wonder if that has anything to do with the church. But that was, yeah, underground church. Did they convert it into a church, or what? Nope. Piss. Okay. Well, that looks intriguing. Hey. Feels like there should be something on display here. Aha! This must be the wall safe, probably. Yeah. No! No! Tell me it's not! Tell me I wasn't entirely accurate! No! Oh, thank goodness, it just reveals the paintings. This is the hunting dragon, yeah? Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, I see. Look to the stars. I get it. Well, kind of. Yeah. Gonna need to somehow match some switches somewhere to that, I assume. Attention! On Lord Farrington's order, the door to this chamber is to remain barred indefinitely. No one is permitted entry without the explicit instruction of the Lord. Furthermore, do not try to relight the malfunctioning gaslight. It will be replaced in the near future. The Captain. The what? Huh. Well, that's a peculiar detail to have. What if I... Odd. That's a concerning sound. Hear that? Rope. Rope straining under weight. Concerning implications, to be sure. Jeffrey's note. Nathan, I searched Father's study and his office for an entire hour, but couldn't find anything remotely resembling a testament. Wow, you guys suck. I found it in 2 fucking seconds. Either the old bugger didn't want us to find his last will, or there isn't one at all. He arranged weekly burg fights down in the arena, and from the bills I gathered, there must be quite some money around. At least 210. I thought this house used to be just a vacation place for him, but it seems that he was spending more and more time here during the last few months. Well, I mean, if he had any inclination that he was gonna die soon, that seems reasonable, spending his last months in his vacation place. That just seems entirely sensible. And what's with all those guards? He was paying more watch personnel than that paranoid Bafford. That is a slightly more interesting question. Although, then again, given all the valuables hidden here, and the fact that the sheer amount of guards clearly worked, considering Garrett wasn't even willing to try until now, well, maybe it wasn't so paranoid. Speaking of paranoia, apart from the 2 exhibits in the showroom, I haven't seen anything that looks particularly valuable. Where did the old man hide all his wealth? I think I know where the entrance to the vault is. In front of that frightening death statue, I stumbled over a trap door. The plaque at the statue must be a clue how to open it, but I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe it has something to do with the glass windows in the elevator shafts. I was too tired to try anything. It'll have to wait until tomorrow. Glass windows in the elevator shafts. I'm going to spend the night at Farnsworth's, since those arrogant hammers are still occupying the guest rooms. Don't you dare take anything for yourself while you're alone in the house. Just because you're 2 years older doesn't mean you're entitled to a larger piece of the cake. I'll see you tomorrow when the notary has arrived. Let me see. How to get into... Oh, yeah. Obvious. Thingamajig. Also above it, too. But how to open those? Nothing. Imagine living in a world where not cleaning out your sinks and such frequently enough will not just lead to scale buildup, but outright magical crystals forming. Be interesting. Lockpicks don't seem to be working. Wait, is it this panel or does this move? I'm not. It's hard to say. Maybe both. What's odd? Oh. Oh shit. Two of the buggers. They're in lockstep by the sounds of it. Probably won't be able to nail them. Not right now, anyway. It'll make too much noise. If I had a gas arrow... well, if wishes were fishes and beggars would ride. Okay. Ooh. What in the... Restoration, the School of Healing, Conjuration, the School of Summoning, Necromancy, the School of Death, and the Scrying, the School of Farseeing. Okay. Good to know. The School of Death. But isn't it, in some ways, the School of Life? A short treatise on the schools of magic after precursor times by Zacharias Forlong. What a name. Apart from the well-known elemental mages, there were several smaller groups devoted to other mystical faculties. After the downfall of Carath Din, 4 new schools came into being as additions to the 4 elements: Restoration, Conjuration, Scrying, and Necromancy. Restoration, the School of Healing. The art of potion making plays a major role in the School of Healing. Guess that explains all the healing potions I've encountered. And maybe the breath and speed potions too. Who knows? Maybe even the invisibility potions. It is an ancient wisdom that has been passed down through many generations. While healers in precursor times mainly focused on restoring people's health, there are many potions which have other useful effects today. Yeah. As I said. Oh, and soulfall potions. Can't forget about those. I mean, you can, definitely. They're not very good. They've got a they're weirdly inconvenient. You'd think a soulfall potion would be really simple and easy to use, but there's so many weird things you gotta think about. Like, for instance, the fact that it for some reason slows you down. I guess because your feet are falling slower with every step. So you gotta worry about that if you're trying to make a jump or something. And then there's the fact that if you use it mid-fall, you've got to actually ensure that you have time to slow down before you hit the ground. And then there's the fact that it lasts like all of half a second, basically. Slightly longer than that, but point is, if you use it at the very start of a fall, if it's too long a fall, you can wind up still taking damage because it ran out before you hit the ground. Really weird and hard to use. A lot more than you would ever expect them to be. You'd think they'd reduce the sound that you make when landing, or even when running around, since they clearly affect your footfalls, but I don't think they do. I forget, though. I've only used them... I think I've used soulfall potions effectively, like, twice? One time was a really cool thing, which involved some, like, ridiculously fancy use of a rope arrow, a water arrow, and a soulfall potion in order to bypass an otherwise nigh impossible barrier in that one church in the final mission of Godbreaker. That was fucking awesome. One of the greatest things I've ever done in Thief. And I think I used it to get off a roof in some other fan mission. Other than that, I don't think I've ever used them effectively. Anyway. Still more useful than healing potions, though. Anyway. Conjuration, the School of Summoning. Conjuring extra-dimensional beings is an art largely lost in today's times. Summoners were quite common in Carath Din, but nowadays such practices are denounced as pagan rites. not entirely unfairly, given the shit the pagans get up to, adjacent to that. Scrying, the school of far-seeing. It is rumored that today's keepers emerged from the precursor Guild of Enlightenment, although such a theory is based on a rather unsteady foundation. Presumably, the Scryers were the first to see the end of Carath Din coming, but the new emperor ignored their warnings until it was too late. It always weirds me out when fan missions have blatant references to the Keepers in publicly available documents like this. Certainly, certain factions are clearly aware of the Keeper's existence on some level, given, for instance, the Hammerites agreeing to keep one of their runes safe, but I feel like they're a lot more obscure than that. Necromancy, the school of death. Certainly being the darkest of the four, racist, necromancy is a faculty very much frowned upon by the majority of mages. Not just in precursor times was raising the dead or extending one's lifespan through them considered a blasphemous act. So does that mean raising the dead or extending one's lifespan through other means isn't blasphemous? I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Besides, no matter how experienced a necromancer is, only the dead know what death really means. I guess. I guess come to think of it, restoration probably is the school most likely to be able to raise the dead or at least extend one's lifespan. In less horrible ways. At the very least, the very recent dead. I am particularly fascinated by the blue torches found lit throughout the crypt. They must have been burning for centuries without the need of any fuel or air. Or at the very least, very little of it. I tried to take one of them with me for closer studies, but as soon as I moved it more than a few inches away, it went out. Obviously, these torches are magical. Another hint that these tombs were built by mages. That's the torch then? Okay. Good to know. Cool. The moon. I think they actually just took a piece of the skybox and pasted it there. Funny. Anything else to do here? I feel like that's a secret passageway. Oh! Yes. Or sort of. Oh, I see what this is. I recognize that sound. And I don't hear it now. There we go. Horn of Lauren? Okay, I guess I can toot my own horn. Sure. And that was 150. Very nice. Okay. Oh.
Someone back there?
Whoops.
Well, I must have been imagining things.
Quite. Just like you're imagining.
Not such a bad.
Just like you're imagining.
Something there?
This. There we go. Took a bit longer than that was a bit more belated than I thought it would be, but oh well. Oh, another wall safe. Maybe I should have kept the key from earlier. I'm never quite sure what I'm even picking on these. Oh. I can't see any visible lock, but oh well. Nice, 100. Legendary Artifacts, Part 1. A compilation in progress by Nadim, 5th Mage of the Dawn. Ezekiel's Sister Gemstones. Ezekiel, a mage attributed to precursor times, devoted his life to the study of stones and their magical abilities. Anyone attempting to make puerile jokes about him getting stoned will be drawn and quartered. He is most remembered for his expeditions, which ultimately led him to the discovery of 3 identically cut gemstones, a derivative. There was no doubt about the magical origin of these stones, because no precursor gem cutter would have been able to work with such perfect precision. Oh jeez, is this the pyramids all over again? Wait a minute, the precursors had magic. Maybe they had incredibly precise gem cutting spells. Later, Ezekiel found that they radiated waves of energy when pressurized. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good evidence for magical shenanigans. But his studies were ended abruptly by the destruction of Karath Din. Wait, wasn't Karath Din itself a precursor thing? So it was a precursor to precursor? So he's talking about precursors to the precursors? Whatever. The sister gemstones were lost during the cataclysm. Lost and found, apparently. The Xedomercost. The original purpose of the Xedomercost, a magical sword forged in the Hall of Embers, is surrounded by several legends, not few of them contradicting each other. It is believed that the weapon was formed as a counterweight to another magical artifact created at the same time. Sure, might as well be. The sword glows in the dark and has the ability to damage unholy creatures. The undead, I would imagine, or zombies specifically, because I can't think of any other unholy creatures that can't just be damaged normally, even most other undead. When brought in contact with holy water, the Xedomercost reacts by radiating extreme heat for a brief moment. Interesting. This way it can always be released should its sharp blade be stuck in stone or metal. Oh, that's pretty clever. They have a built-in anti-stick mechanism. Fancy. The sword is currently in the possession of a crab, 7th Mage of the Dawn. Probably somewhere down in the place. Very descriptive, I know.
Who's there?
Speaking of down. So we've got another Godbreaker type situation here. Gonna find a sword that damages the undead. That's yet another sign of things to come. Just like the fire arrows. What's that? Hubston and Smith. High security vault door. Maintenance and installation and maintenance guide. Serial number 1649-243-765-1234. 1234, I wonder if that's the code. Congratulations on your decision to purchase a Hubston & Smith high-security vault door. At Hubston & Smith, we strive to provide you with the best in safekeeping and protection. Serving major customers across the city for over 50 years, we have earned our reputation as an upstanding business and our renowned name in maximum security. You skipped several pages full of self-praising gibberish. Indeed. Chapter 1. Installation. Continued. Thanks to the special alloy the security door is made of and the reinforced concrete surrounding it, there's no possible way of entering the vault by force. Security tip number 13. Our doors are designed to withstand even medium-sized earthquakes. But be aware that large vibrations could cause the security lock to reset itself to the standard factory setting. Well, that sounds promising. Browsing. Chapter 3. The Combination Lock. This chapter provides you with an easy-to-follow, step-by-step guide on how to change your lock's combination. This is a very crucial step, and you should take it as soon as your vault door has been installed. 1. Remove the 16 screws at the door's back to open the cover plate. 2. Push the buttons labeled A and B simultaneously and wait until 4 small dials appear. 3. Turn the dials to set your new combination. 4. Repeat step 2 and screw on the cover plate. I assume in reverse, since the 4 small dials have already appeared, but never mind. Security tip number 32. The standard factory setting is the last 4 digits of the door's serial number. Change it as soon as possible and memorize your new combination. Do not write it down. I don't need it written down because you have. Because you have given me everything I need written down here. So, well, that's one potential use for fire arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heh. Fancy that. Should have warned them to toss away the fucking instructions afterwards too. Let's see. Nothing here by the looks of it. Could be missing something though. There's definitely something, but it might be behind that safe thingamajig. If I was a key to that, where would I be? Guess we'll have to find out. Next time! This seems like a good note to leave it off on. We're at just shy of half an hour into the mission in game time. And at this point we have pretty much everything we need to figure out to get into the safe. We've got the original code, we know how to reset it, we know that we don't quite know how to get into the trap door to get to the vault, but we know that it has something to do with the stained glass windows and an inscription over by the trap door, which I imagine probably won't be too hard to figure out. Yeah. Now all we gotta do is just figure out where the hell the vault is. And we'll basically already be in it. Now watch as there's all of $20 worth of items in there. But that's for next time. So until then, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And it has been an absolute joy to come back to Thief with this mission. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason unsubscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, and so long, suckers.
You're gonna be okay, kid.